Exclamation everybody and welcome to Interstellar Prime. I took a look at this game a while back. I don't remember too much of it, but it has just come out. I looked at it when it was in early pre-alpha, and now it is in version 1.0, well, early access 1.0. So it's out on early access on Steam. It is by Dreamcatcher Studio, and it is currently $10 US, again on Steam Early Access. Few things I want to point out before we get started. Number one, the audio was clipping really badly when I first started up the game, so you're going to want to pull that down a bit, pull your master volume down. You're also going to want to pull the music and the sound effects down a bit, because some of the game has subtitles and some of it doesn't. Like the very beginning doesn't have all the subtitles, and it's very difficult to hear the voice over the music and everything else. It's not quite balanced, so you're going to want to deal with that a little bit. Also, under video here, and it actually has not saved my setting even after just leaving the menu and stuff here. I've turned off AO. What I've noticed, because I played about 10 minutes of this just to kind of re-familiarize myself with everything. What I've noticed is that there is, when you have the AO on, I was getting blur whenever you would start to move, and there would be a whole lot of herky-jerkiness in your movements. I mean, there's a little bit of herky-jerkiness anyway, but especially so with that on. I'm running a GTX 980, so not top-of-the-line stuff, but you might want to do that to try to help out things a little bit. I've noticed that it seems to help a little bit, specifically with the blurriness and stuff. But we'll see. Your mileage may vary as per the usual. So without further ado, let's get in and start a new story, and I will shut up while the guy talks.
Personal log, January 21st, 2167. I finally am living the dream of being an astronaut. It took me a long time to get here, but I wouldn't have it any other way. See, astrominers are what really helps sustain humanity in space. In many regards, we are the guardians of what's left of humanity. Although extremely dangerous, mining what's left of Phobos is essentially what keeps remnants in the thriving. Today came as far as I can afford the fuel. Hopefully, there's a lot of plutonium.
Alright, so we're in game now.
Wow. This is the farthest I've ever ventured out from Remnant City.
Now, what I will say right off the bat is the game doesn't tell you this until much later.
Man, look at all that minerals. I'll be loaded by the time I get back. First, I'm gonna grab my utility rifle from the storage compartment.
Right. So the game doesn't tell you this right off the bat, and it really should. But if you hit V, it will take you back into first-person mode. And when you're interacting with panels and stuff, you really want first-person mode, because third-person mode is very, very difficult to get it to, like, you gotta spin the camera in very weird ways in order to get it to let you actually interact with things. I'm sure that's something they'll work on, but it's much easier in first-person to deal with it.
Now let's attach it to the mineral tank, so I can collect some mineral as I pulverize these asteroids. All right, let's get to work.
All right, let's get to work, as he says. 5 gold there, it looks like. One more gold on that one. Okay. A little bit of this. Just try to familiarize ourselves with what we're doing. Right click Holding down the right mouse button zooms in. That guy is too far away for me to do any damage to him, isn't he? Get, stick our nose in the ore. There we go. Let's do a little control to get him down here. A bit more. There we go. That's not giving me much of anything, is it? You can see over on the right there, our tank.
Look at all that space debris. I wonder if we can find some loot.
Alright, so first thing we can do is H will holster our weapon. We can also detach ourselves from the mining equipment, which is a good idea. And we'll head on over. We'll use shift to go slightly faster and spacebar to keep from hitting the ground. What's weird though is you can't hold forward, you can't go forward and go up at the same time, it looks like. It's just, it stops your forward momentum. So I guess that's something they still need to work on, is being able to go in multiple directions at once.
I'm going to take a closer look.
Oop.
Might be a good chance to try out this zero-G compensator of this suit.
Alright, Z. Wait, let's get down here and then Z. There we go.
Walking around on an asteroid like there were gravity is such a great feeling. This could come in handy in combat, actually. I wonder if there's anything I can salvage from here.
And all for our lights. Which helps out tremendously.
Unidentified craft. This is Admiral Clark of the USS Jamestown. The sector is about to turn into a war zone any minute. Evacuate the area immediately. You have 10 seconds to comply.
Yep. I guess that's a wrap for me. Being this far out without an interplanetary spaceship, it's practically suicide. Not only because of the radiation and other space-related things that would kill you, it's the rogue AI. I'll tell you about it after I tell you how I get into astro mining in the first place. Colonizing Mars. Humanity's first step in becoming a space-faring species. Well, we're not quite there yet.
Space
So right
faring.
now, humanity is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Quite literally. This is Remnant City. A city built inside a big rock. Or what's left of the Martian moons after they collided a little over 100 years ago for some unknown reason. At least that's what they taught us in school. They also taught us that humanity was originated from a beautiful blue planet called Earth, where there's real gravity, oceans, and a perfect ecosystem. But somehow, that all got ruined shortly after the singularity, when the advanced AI decided to turn on us. Now the rest of humanity is kind of stuck here, in this rock, trying to survive space with as little AI possible. And that's what RoboCore does. We make space survival possible by automation while ensuring that singularity won't ever happen again. For me, I'm just trying to pay my bills, working as a technician. Speaking of which, I think this one is ready for final inspection.
Okay. Move to the repair station. Let's do this in first person. Third person is definitely the way they want you to move around the world, from what I can tell, but it's a lot harder to kind of navigate things. Is it harder? I wouldn't say harder to navigate. It's easier to navigate in third person, but constant switching back and forth is
This one's
annoying.
good to go. Let's bring up the next one on the conveyor. Let me guess. Water damage.
Here's where they're telling you to switch between first and third person. This says missing right chin, but I'm pretty sure that's not a chin. I'm thinking that's a leg, but we'll give him that.
Obviously, the right leg is missing.
There you go. You said the right thing. Missing chess cover. I did not realize the game of chess had a cover that you put over top of it, but there you go.
Missing the chest cover.
Or chess, if you wish. And damaged eye light.
The eye socket is missing. I think that's it for this unit's visible damage. Now let's do the brain scan. Looks like this particular AI chip has a mismatched firmware version. Let's ask David if he knows how to fix this.
Okay. Now, from this point on, it's a lot of running around and talking to people, so...
What's up?
What's up? What's up? Can you help me?
I've never had to fix firmware stuff before. Can you help?
Only shift managers have access to that. Go ask Alex.
Okay. Thanks for nothing, dude. Out we go. This is the walking speed, by the way, which is just slow enough to be annoying. So you're going to see me doing a lot of running around because the running it's a little fast to not be annoying, but at the same time, it's really what the walking speed should be closer to.
You do realize that you're a little behind on your weekly quota, right?
Why, yes, good man. Would you care for some tea? Perhaps some Earl Grey? Tell me what I need.
The unit I'm working on has a firmware mismatch, and I don't know how to fix it.
Oh. Well, didn't you go through the training? I'm sorry, buddy. I can't help you do your job. You're going to have to fix it by the end of the shift, or you'll lose your job. My advice? Ask David.
Well, this guy doesn't mince words, does he? He's like, oh, you gotta fix it or you lose your job. It's like, geez, dude, like... I mean, can I have, like, one flub, perhaps? Alright, David.
He sent you right back to me, huh? Gotta love corporate runarounds.
Sure did.
He sure did. Now, what do I do?
Yeah, he's never been of much help. He's a typical corporate boss who's there to make sure things look good.
Boss or actor?
They might as well hire an actor for that. I don't recall me ever getting any meaningful help from management.
Corporate world, what do you expect?
Someone competent, and also someone who can spell competent.
Well, at least a competent boss. But I guess that's too much to ask for nowadays. Anyway, anybody you know that might be able to help?
Actually, there's a guy who can help. His name is Hans, but he lives in District 8. You know the district where all the fancy people live? Well, anyway, he co-owns an aquaponic farm and sells fish every Friday at Dream Market here in District 3. Go there and see if you can find him. I'll cover you while you're gone.
You think he'll help?
District 8 people are typically pretty snobby. You think he'll help?
Hans is a good guy. He used to be one of us before he got promoted for inventing some fancy AI algorithm.
Well, I'll be on my way.
Alright, I'll be on my way. Appreciate your help.
Hurry up before you miss him.
Yeah, okay. Let us roll along to Dream Market. Now, when I first did this, I didn't really know where to look. But now I do. Because he actually did say in there, he actually gave me a clue and said he was at the fish market. And there is only one fish market that we see over there, so... we'll see once I get over there. I'll say this, you know, I mean, yeah, things are kind of janky, but I was expecting as much in early access. But the environments are quite good. I mean, I don't really have any complaints about how the environments are. I mean, they're a little bit maybe too shiny, but this is fine. I'm okay with this. I think the only thing that's kind of off-putting a little bit is like kind of getting, I don't know if it's depth of field or there's some kind of motion blur or something going on that's kind of throwing me for a loop a little bit, but beyond that, I mean, that's an easy enough thing to just give an option to turn it off. So, I happen to know, since I've walked through this a little bit already, that the guy that we're looking for is over here. Now, all these people you could talk to, a lot of them have some interesting stuff to say, but nothing really of note. So let's just cut right to the chase.
Sushi grade seafood from District 2 Aquaponic. Would you like to try some today?
I'm looking for Hans.
Thanks. I'm looking for a guy named Hans.
Last name Gruber?
Oh, yeah. He's my partner, but you just missed him. He already left for the day, headed back to District 8. But if you hurry, you might be able to catch him at the tram station.
Well, I'll be on my way then.
Thank you, sir. I'll be on my way.
Okay. So, one of the things I'm noticing is there's a lot of shadows popping in here. Now, I don't know if this is Unreal Engine. I don't know if it is or not. If it is, I know very little of Unreal Engine, but if it is, I suspect for performance reasons they're going to want to try baking in some of these lights because doing this dynamic shadow calculation is going to never really perform well for you. I suspect this is what I've heard from the guys who worked on who are working on the Orville interactive experience. They got a huge performance upgrade with Unreal Engine when they use baked-in lights. It takes longer. It's a lot harder, but than doing the dynamic lighting. But it makes a huge difference. So just passing on what little information I know. I'm not a game developer, so I can only speculate as to whether or not that's what's going on here. But I suspect just looking at... Oh, okay. What major malfunction are we having here? Well, this is where we got to go down. Oh, there he goes. He managed to make it up that curb. That's where... Oh, what is going on? What is going on here? Okay, let's go into first-person mode. Something is happening, friends. I don't know what it is. I'm a bit scared. All right, that's working a little bit better. We're having some curb issues. And some clipping issues too. You can see there's going to be some more clipping down here as well as we go. And you know what's interesting? Every time I come down here, this is like the third time I've come through here, these trash cans are always in different positions. Like they're always in these positions, but they're either falling over like this or they're standing up, and it's always a different set of them that are standing up or falling over. So I don't know what's going on with that.
This place gives me the creeps. Can't wait to be able to open a market in District 8.
Excuse me, sir. Are you happen to be Hans Stauffenberg?
Indeed I am. What do you need?
I'm a RoboCorps employee, and I really need help with...
Oh no! Underground robots? They must be programmed for automated robbery.
Oh, and clipping in each other as well. It's horrifying. Press 5 to enable melee. And they put me in slow motion because I'm not facing them. But we're going to go into melee. For some reason here, this works against robots. It sounds like we're hitting like cookie baking sheets. So maybe that's why melee works against these robots. They're made out of baking sheets.
That was close. Thanks for not killing me in the process. You were saying something. What did you need?
Long story short, I need help not getting fired.
Well, I don't know if I can help you with that. What did you do?
I have to fix a unit with a firmware issue by the end of the shift, or my boss will fire me. And I don't have access to a debugger.
Well, that's easy enough. I can definitely help you with that. I'll meet you back at Robocore.
Okay. You know what? Before I go back to RoboCorp, I have not looked down in this area to see if there's anything I can interact with or not. I imagine there isn't, but I just kind of was curious. I can't pick anything up off of these guys, right? Nah. Alright. Let's just head back to RoboCorp. Oof. Oof. There we go. Run on through. Alright, up we go. We're gonna go this way. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. So, if I go like this, how tall am I? Yeah, I'm about that tall. And now, yeah. So, the one thing I've noticed, and I want to point this out, so they're doing the typical first-person view, which is to say, they cut your head off. They cut the head of your character off. If I go, is it tab? Yeah. Here you go. You can see when you're in first-person mode, they cut your character's head off, and then they move the camera down into here, which is one way that games will do it. The other way, and this is another tip that I heard from the devs of the Orville thing, they found some way to make the face transparent. Right, so that when you, when they move the camera into the eye sockets, it doesn't interfere with what you're seeing, something like that. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but yeah, this is what happens. This is what happens when you have that. So the reason I point this out is that occasionally, if you're in first-person mode and you trigger a cutscene, you won't have a head. And that's what's going on there. So I just wanted to kind of point that one out, because I noticed that what is going on with this guy? Why can't he go over little grates here? What is happening? I don't know what's happening, friends. I haven't had this problem before. This is a new one. This is a brand new problem here. But I think they need to shrink these down a little bit too, because again, when you're in first-person mode, it looks like you've suddenly become a small child as well, because everything's like down real low. That's why I wanted to see how tall I was compared to the other guy. And of course, this here is a little bit out of whack as well. Just pointing a few little things out here. I'm not docking it against, not holding it against the devs or anything. It's early access. This stuff is part of it.
The correct version to close this ticket, but I got curious. I'm looking at the code. It seems like someone's been tampering with it, which is impossible. The firmware for these new units are proven to be impenetrable. I'm going to escalate this and see what's really going on. This could mean corporate espionage. But for now, I'll just take this unit off of your responsibility. I'll tell Alex to chill out. You should be good now, buddy. I told Alex and corporate what you did. You're approved to take the rest of the day off, and you can take Monday off as well.
Oh, jeez. Did he fire us?
The best thing I've heard all day. Thank you, Hans. I really could use the time off, working on a really big project at home. So, you guys have a nice rest of the day and have a good weekend. I'm gonna head back home now.
I believe we just got shit canned. It's like, yeah, just take Monday off too. While you're at it, talk to HR about your missing paycheck. And I'm not sure what happened to your red stapler, but I'm sure you'll find it at some point. I'm sure it'll turn up. Also, we've moved your desk down to the boiler room. You know, it'll be great. It'll be just great. Okay. MNG Insurance. Insure yourself. Go insure yourself. We're too busy. I love that. All right. We're going almost as fast as that car, which I am okay with. Look at this place. This is really nice. It certainly sets a good setting, like a good world building here. So I am cool with all this. Oof. The light suddenly changed. All right, enter our apartment. It's quite swanky, I would say.
Humanity will always find a way to make a sanctuary. In my case, I turned this garage into a place where I can do something about my future. I don't like the fact that a corporation gets to decide what I should be doing with my time while I'm alive, so I'm doing something about it. Even though I hate my job, but it at least gives me a mean to work on something that keeps my sanity and gives me hope that there is more to life than just literally living inside of a rock. And that is building my spaceship. I have to finish this before the lease is up next month. I'm lucky enough to have found a garage this big for rent at a price I can afford. Hopefully, this will be my ticket into astro mining. Alright, I'm gonna have to give my friend Phoenix a call and see if he got any lead on that heat exchanger. That's the only thing left before I can actually test this thing.
Alrighty then. Let's head on down and take a look at our beautiful spaceship that we're building in our garage. It's good to have a hobby, I suppose. Also, I haven't tried this yet, so let's see what this happens here. Test deploy landing gear. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright. Test deploy, test retract, really. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Let us go and... I think they might be having a little bit of issue with, like, level detail. I feel like it's... You see how it's kind of gets a little bit blurry at times and then suddenly clears up. I wonder if that's the textures loading in or taking a while to load in. I'm not sure.
Hey, I was just about to call you. That expensive heat exchanger you need for your ship? I found a guy who's willing to let you have it in exchange for a favor. You might not like this. It involves underground activity. Come meet me at the alley if you're interested.
Of course I'm interested. I'll be right over.
Meet with Phoenix. I think they mean Phoenix. Phoenix. Oh, that's a battery. I was gonna say, is that like a cell phone? Dude, you got like all this stuff here. Don't you have a trash can anywhere? You have a guitar though. And what looks like a beanbag chair, although a really tiny one. Perhaps it's an airbag for our spaceship. Hey, look at all this nonsense. Dude, don't you own a trash can? I mean, seriously. I mean, hell, I lived the bachelor life too, but damn, at least I can at least I can hit the trash can. Okay, let's go head on up here. Oh my god, what is going on? Is that my hair getting in the way? Wow, what is... Yeah, we're bouncing up and down a little bit. There's more stuff happening now that I'm recording than there was last... Oh, wow, you can see the frame rate. It's really tanking here. Ooh, man. Okay, I don't know what's over there that's causing that, but ooh, don't walk over there. Although, actually, I kind of have to walk over here to save the game. Let's save game. There we go. Although, I think we had an autosave that wasn't too far away from this anyway. Alright, we gotta run on over to the alley. And too far away.
No one followed you?
If you're so concerned about privacy, why didn't you just come to my place, man?
Because the security cam by your apartment will have a record of me going into your place. And if anything happens to you after what I'm about to tell you, it would leave a trace right back to me.
Is he wearing a communism shirt?
Seriously? This is for a heat exchanger? Okay. Let's hear what you gotta say. And hopefully I don't get shot in the head.
Hey, if you don't want this, you can always try to save money for at least another 3 months.
That's
All
a
right,
weird
you got my
flex.
attention. What
To
do you
wear a
gotta say?
communism
Go on.
shirt.
No one can know about this, okay? And leave no trace to me or the people I'm about to mention. Is Mr. Morello, you know, the politician? His son, Marco, got sent to prison down there for stabbing someone to death at a nightclub about a month ago.
Oh yeah, I saw that on the news. Everybody knows about that, so why so secretive?
Well, Marco's been kidnapped from the underground prison.
Oh, wow. By the undergrounders? That's like worse than a death sentence.
Actually, it was an underground terrorist group who calls themselves the Neogenics.
Neo-Sapiens?
Morello as a puppet to change some of the rules concerning the AI restriction. They threatened to kill Marco if the news broke out. That's why we have to keep everything in secret.
Do I have to call Exo Squad?
Okay, so he needs someone to go down there and do some digging. And I'm assuming that's where I come in?
Ooh, can I shoot Phaeton?
Exactly. Since you're ex-military with lots of combat experience during the Cleansing War, and you've been keeping a low profile all these years, that makes you the perfect man for the job. But you're gonna need some gear. Here's 1,000 credits for you to pick up whatever you need at the gun store across the street. As you know, there's no communications from here on out.
I got your gun store right here, man.
This gig would pay
You see
more
my-
than enough
see
to
my-
finish your ship.
You see my broad
Not
shoulders?
So much that you can just buy one. I'll come and get you whenever you're back up here with some good info. Good luck, buddy.
Seems like everybody's got some guns in this one. New energy drink, Q power. Okay. So I guess we go into the store that says guns on the front of it. I'm noticing I can't jump. And I could jump a little bit earlier. I'm wondering if that's something that has causing my problem with not being able to walk around properly. Perhaps I jumped and ended up partially in the ground. Okay, talk to store clerk.
Looking to buy some guns?
Let's see what you got.
Let's see what you got.
We've got quite a big selection.
Combat shotgun. So I only have, how many credits? I have 1,035. Huh. So of course they're going to show me like the awesome assault rifle and then be like, oh, well here's a Glock for $340. Damn it. Here's all the things you could have, but here's the thing you're going to have to take. Okay, confirm purchase, yes. Ammo. Pistol rounds, $2 a mag. Oof. Okay. I guess we'll buy 50 mags. Ooh, ooh. 50? 500 rounds? That sounds good. I mean, it's just a pistol, after all. Alright, so we still have 595 credits left, looks like. Okay, so now, I guess we gotta go shoot a dude. Look at that. No background checks or anything. It's the future. Okay, so I guess we gotta run over this way. Do we have to run? Ooh, it's loading something. Run through here, I guess. Oh, yeah, we're getting a lot of jumping forward here. So, danger zone, you say? Can I jump on top of this thing and hop over? Okay. Can I not jump in first person view? Is that what's happening here? Appears I can't jump at all, which is very strange. So I could a minute ago, and I feel like that's what they need me to do in order to get over this fence. Or do I just talk to this guy? Not gonna let me just in there, is he?
State your business, citizen.
State your business, citizen. The two youths. Mushroom hunting or see a witch doctor. A witch. Witch doctor? I don't know which doctor. Mushroom hunting?
Mushroom hunting.
Don't bring anyone or anything illegal back up here. You understand?
Okay. Okay. It would have been even funnier if he had been like, "It's me, Mario! Go hunt for the mushrooms all you want! I know all about the shrooms!"
Citizen, Remnant City's jurisdiction does not reach down here. Currently, there's a surge of rogue bots and some kind of genetically mutant beast down here.
Muted?
Until the bigwigs of Seos decide to do something about it, you can't really go anywhere at the moment.
There's a genetically muted beast down here. That sucks for the beast. You can't hear him. He's muted. I guess I'm gonna have to draw my gun at some point here. I don't want to do it while the police are around though. Oh, here we go. Weapons free zone. Let's go into first person, shall we? I think I'm going to need to. Thank you for being part of our early access. We hope you enjoy this intro mission. Please stay tuned for next installment. Just feel free to keep exploring. Oh. Okay. How do I get my gun? Ow, quit it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here we go. I'm shooting the wrong thing there? Yeah, I guess I was shooting the wrong thing. That's a lot of guys there. Okay. That was a lot of guys. I guess they purposely did that so you can't make any more progress. Okay. Well, I mean, that was a thing. That was the thing. I'm not sure I wanted to go out quite that way, but I guess that's what we got so far. Let's head back to the main menu. Then, my friends. And I guess that's what we got so far with the early access for Interstellar Prime. Well, this, my friends, has been Interstellar Prime. It is by Dreamcatcher Studio. And like I said, it's in early access right now. Currently $10 US if you want to support it early on and see what's going on. They say a sandbox mode is coming in the next build. So you don't necessarily have to do the story stuff. You just kind of float around, do things. I'm interested to see what the sandbox mode is going to be. If they're going to put you just out in space, or if they're just going to leave you on the planet or something. I imagine they would put you out in space because that seems like the more compelling thing to do. But then again, I don't know. Like, it might be just mining, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what yet. So if you want to support it, you can over on Steam early on here. And yeah, I mean, it's certainly, it's got a ways to go. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But I kind of see what they're going for. I've been following this for a while because it kind of reminds me of Star Citizen, only if Star Citizen was actually going to be released sometime this century. Because I kind of look at it and I'm like, this is, a little, maybe perhaps a little less ambitious than that money sink. Yeah, I hope it continues forward, and I will poke my head back in again after a while, after a fashion, once they've gotten some more meat on the bones, hopefully, and maybe fix a little bit of the jankiness and the movements and stuff like that. Gonna have to work on the dialogue a bit. The story, somewhat compelling, but the dialogue is very not quite professional level writing. So they may want to. I don't know if they have. I don't know where they're based. If Dreamcatcher Studio is based in the U.S. or what. But it almost seems to me like maybe they're not native English speakers, because there's a lot of that kind of English in there a little bit. Words that are singular that should be plural, things like that. So hopefully they can kind of wrangle that together and make that a little less problematic, and all those things. So that's all I got for now, friends. As always, I will leave links down in the description so you can do your own due diligence. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.